quickens up, and they've put on a bit of speed here. Namisha will be caught without cover, but they've raced 8 metres in front of Yada Yada Yada. As they head off the back, the lead time in 25.9, and the favourites are together. Self-Denial in front, Namisha second, and in third spot, Operative Lopez is going to get a beautiful run there. Yada 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 in the 1-1, 3 back the outside was Lombo Mona Lisa, and on the pegs was Moment in Time as they swing into the straight. 4 back the outside was El Mary Rose, then Gonna Getcha. Second last is Arcarina, and back of the tail is Trouble Line. 29.7 the first quarter, and it's Self-Denial in front. Outside of it, Namisha, who just shades it now. Third was Operative Lopez. 1 out, 1 back, Yada Yada Yada. 3 back the inside was Moment in Time. Around it, Lombo Mona Lisa, then Gonna Getcha. 4 back on the outside as they head past the 800 was El Mary Rose. Now taking off is Self-Denial, and Arcarina is at the rear. 31.9 the second quarter. Self-Denial ahead in front. Namisha running second. Third, Operative Lopez. Fourth, Yada Yada Yada. Trouble Line 4 wide but quickly improves. 3 back the inside, Moment in Time, and then Lombo Mona Lisa as they head off the back. Third last wide out, El Mary Rose, and then Arcarina and Gonna Getcha heading off the back. 29.6 the third quarter. Namisha on the outside of Self-Denial. Namisha put her head in front. In third position, Yada 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 right there. Operative Lopez is awaiting the Davis Pass sprint lane. Self-Denial led Namisha turning. Operative Lopez to the inside. Yada 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 wide out. Self-Denial's in front. Operative Lopez is coming through. On the outside, Namisha. Self-Denial the leader from Operative Lopez. Self-Denial is in front, and a terrific win. Self-Denial wins it and beats Operative Lopez and Namisha. Then fourth in Yada Yada Yada, followed by Moment in Time. Next, El Mary Rose, and then Gonna Getcha, Arcarina. Self-Denial dropping out of it was Trouble Line, and at the rear of the field, Lombo Mona Lisa. Final quarter 30.1. To the start of race 7. 2-year-old Colts and Geldings final, 173,000. The Century, the odds-on favourite at 190 on Super Tab. Or galloping in 2, Will Albert Runs, gone for a gallop at the start, and it's made a mess of Bobby Hank as well. It checked it and it broke up. Getting away swiftly was the Century, but it's on the outside of Tiffany's Boy, who's working across. It gets to the pegs, and now the Century presses forward. Mevagesi is out there 3 wide, and Manrock began well off the second lines, right up on the back of the Century, who's about to cross Tiffany's Boy now, and Mevagesi moved up to second, and Manrock is going to end up in the 1-1. 3 back the inside was Danaday, and then in 6th position, We Own a Showdown. Next on the inside, Franco Liberty, Barracola around it. 8 metres to Will Albert Run, and last of all is Bobby Hank. Lead time in 26.5, and the leader is the Century. Now Manrock leaves the 1-1 and is going to move up into second spot and maintain some pressure on the leader, who was starting to get it pretty easy. In third position was Tiffany's Boy, and fourth Mevagesi in the 1-1. 3 back the inside, Danaday. We Own a Showdown is 6th. 7th on the inside was Franco Liberty. Barracola was around it, and then at the end of the field were Bobby Hank and Will Albert Run. Coming down the straight, the first quarter in 30, and Manrock is testing the Century. They've got 1,000 to go. Manrock looking for the lead here. It's pulled its way half a length in front of the Century and will be caught without cover as they go into the final circuit. In third position, Tiffany's Boy. Mevagesi around it. Danaday 3 back the inside from We Own a Showdown, and next is Franco Liberty. Around it, Barracola. Then back second last as they pass the 800 was Bobby Hank, and back at the rear of the field, Will Albert Run. Second quarter was 29.3. Manrock fired up and led by a neck on the Century. In third position was Tiffany's Boy. Around it was Mevagesi as they go past the 500. No panicking yet from Lang on the Century, and again it drives through and it gets level with Manrock. Third, Tiffany's Boy on the inside of Mevagesi, and out 3 wide Bobby Hank off the back in 29, and the Century leads by a metre now from Manrock. Mevagesi out of the 1-1. Tiffany's Boy was next, and they were followed by Bobby Hank turning for home in the Century, beat off Manrock. Tiffany's Boy is back to the inside, then Mevagesi. Well in the straight, the Century the leader. Tiffany's Boy running on from Mevagesi, but the Century is well clear. And here's another big one coming up for Gavin Lang. The Century wins the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings final. Photo the Miners between Mevagesi and getting home Franco Liberty on the the inside. Then came Tiffany's Boy Barracola, further back to Bobby Hank, and then came Will Albert Run, further back to Dana Day. Next in was Manrock, Pull Too Hard, Barracola, and We Own a Showdown, final quarter in 30.3. Mile rate 158.9, 158.9. And
here, Full Fantasy. 3 back on the inside, and she's in a lot of trouble, but you could risk her, you could take the risk, I mean, of finding a good spot at $7.70. And number 9, Albertique, well, I just don't think she's going well enough, and from the outside of the back row, she is facing a pretty big task. But I put them in 4 to beat 3, 1 and 8. For race 8, our big event to come, the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final at 4:20. Not a lot of news from the steward's room, but Gavin Lang was fined $300 for causing some interference in the 2-year-old fillies final, race 6, $300, and that case has been dealt with. They're set to go for race 8. Here's Dan.
7 favourites have won from the 7 races. Awesomely the popular pick here. On goes the green light and they're racing. Now Awesomely's used up out of the gate today, is looking for the early lead. Victoria's Way is trying to keep it out, but it can't, and Awesomely works across to lead. Pressing on is Sky Rainbow, and then Annette's Fetish back on the pegs as they run into the first turn. Full Fantasy 3 back the inside, as now Victoria's Way looks for the lead, and it's going to take it up too, as Sky Rainbow was looking as if it might get across, but Victoria's Way boots up and keeps out Sky Rainbow, and Awesomely takes the trail. She's very adept with cover though, Awesomely. Usually has a big sprint, and she's now got the run of the race 3rd. In 4th position, Love to Dream Lombo. Annette's Fetish is 3 back the inside. Next is Albertique, and then 4 back the pegs is Full Fantasy. And last is Lombo Serene. 26.2 the lead time. They work off the back, 1,300 to go. And Ricky Thurlow has Victoria's Way leading. Second is Sky Rainbow with Karen Gath, and tucked away third, the favourite Awesomely with Jared Circuit. 1 out and 1 back, Love to Dream Lombo and Grant Campbell on the sulky. Albertique 5th with Chris Alford, 3 back the running line. Annette's Fetish buried away on the pegs with David Aiken. It's 3 back the inside. And then at the end of the field, Full Fantasy with Gavin Lang, who's got a treble today, including 2 big ones. And back of the tail of the field is Lombo Serene and John Keldo, about 25 off the lead. 32.1 the first quarter, 900 to go, and Victoria's Way is the leader from Sky Rainbow. Awesomely the favourite 3rd. It's on the inside of Love to Dream Lombo. Annette's Fetish is on the inside of Albertique, and then Full Fantasy and Lombo Serene. 33.5 the second quarter, and it's Victoria's Way in front, a couple of metres to Sky Rainbow, and Awesomely's in 3rd position. 4th is Love to Dream Lombo as they head inside the 600. Annette's Fetish the inside. Now easing out was Albertique 3 deep. Full Fantasy getting off the pegs, and at the rear of the field, Lombo Serene as they head to the 400. The leader is Victoria's Way. Sky Rainbow second, Awesomely awaiting the Davis Pass sprint lane. It's had a pretty good run there on the inside, and then Love to Dream Lombo, and over on the outside was Albertique. 29.8 the third quarter. Victoria's Way led Sky Rainbow. Albertique right up there. Run coming for Awesomely now. Albertique out wide, loomed up to hit the lead. Awesomely shooting through on the inside. Albertique being tackled by Awesomely. Favourite shoots through, and here's another one. 8 out of 8 for the favourites, and Awesomely gets the prize from the stablemate Albertique. And third's a photo between Annette's Fetish, which charged when it got out, and Lombo Serene out wider. Then Full Fantasy, Victoria's Way weakening from Sky Rainbow, and back at the end of the field would have been Love to Dream Lombo, the final quarter in 28.2. Awesomely, number 4, Jared Circuit. She's really racing well again. She had a bit of a poor patch for a while there, but she got such a big sprint. Whenever she's close to the leaders, she can really get to the line strong. And utilising the David's Pass sprint lane, Awesomely has sprinted through, and it's a clear winning margin, drawing away from her stablemate Albertique, who looked capable of causing a fairly big upset on the turn. It was about a $29 chance, Albertique, but a good run from her. And close go for third. Awesomely by Walton Hanover out of Awesome Lady, owned by Jay and S. O'Brien. Ruth Shin the trainer, Jared Circuit the driver. 9 second and 7 gets third, Lombo Serene. 4, 9 and 7, and close up in 4th was Annette's Fetish, and 5th in Full Fantasy. Albertique, the runner-up, is by Albert out of Yankee Gale. and raced by N Shin, Ruth Shin the trainer, Chris Alford driver, and Lombo Serene by Perfect Art out of Smooth Sensation, owned by Lombo Standardbreds, manager Mick Lombardo, Bruce Morgan the trainer, John Caldo driver. Coming from last was a pretty good effort. 4.97, gross time of 2:29.7, the mile rate 2:2.6, 2:2.6 the last mile, 2:3.6, 2:3.6 the last mile, 57.9 the last half mile, 57.9. The margins are 4 1/4 by 1 3/4, 4 1/4 metres by 1 3/4. Favourite home, and that's 8 out of 8, which is quite a unique record, isn't it? 8 favourites from 8 races run to date. And the totes, number 4, Awesomely, 2.30 and 1.40. 9 El Boutique, 3.30. 7 Lombo Serene, $3.10. The Shin Quinella, $37.10. Ruth Shin Train Quinella, $37.10. Exacta, $43.90. Trifecta, $373.50 on 4.97. $373.50, and the running double 5 and 4, $7.30. 5 and 4 running double, $7.30. Jared Circuit and Awesomely, she's competed at the highest level right throughout her career. For a period there, she was dominating the fillies class and was almost solely up against the males and won races against them. And her prize money now is around the $100,000 mark. She's been a terrific filly, 9 wins from 35 starts. Numbers are 4, 9 and 7, and all clears to come on race number 8 at Bendigo.
Okay, Dan, thank you. 4, 9 and 7, trifecta $373. The favourite home.
Short odds like this because there's so much depth in the race. The value, I think, on the tote figures at the moment, certainly with 4 Howard Bromack and 6 Light and Sound. Just to continue the build-up to the race, we might even take you up now to Dan Malecki. He's been calling all of the finals today. Here's Dan to set the scene for us for the Breeders' Crown 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final.
The best ones over here, particularly the Australian horses. A Derby winner already, $145,000 in prize money. He's got gate speed, and he's certainly very tough. A fantastic attribute. He's got a huge future, Albert Kelly, and is the odds-on favourite in the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings Breeders' Crown final. Others with a chance. Takanarama was unbeaten before 4th to Light and Sound last week. A good draw. It's got a terrific chance. Bella's Boy, the Victoria Derby winner. Light and Sound's at pretty big odds. Mark Purden, trainer driver. Howard Bromack, the other Kiwi's got a terrific record. It's also very tough. But Albert Kelly's the one the punters want. They're moving up. Australasian Breeders' Crown final for the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Albert Kelly at 150, number 1. 820 Bella's Boy, 870 Takanarama. And they're close to the start. 103,000 in prize money. Already. They're set. The green light goes on. They're racing. And it was a pretty even line. Howard Bromack, Maggie's Son, Light and Sound go forward as Albert Kelly pushes up on the inside, and the favourite is going to lead. So it's Albert Kelly in front, Howard Bromack second. Takanarama dropped in behind the leader, so it'll get a beaut run there. In 4th spot was Equity Jazz. 3 back the inside, Dominator Stride from Bella's Boy, Gotcha Mate, then Light and Sound, Do You Want It Again? And drifting back, Maggie's Son is at the rear. The lead time 25.2. Albert Kelly on top with Bruce Harpley. 5 metres away, Howard Bromack, one of the Kiwis, running second. And Takanarama's third on the inside. In 4th spot, Equity Jazz. Then came Dominator Stride. It's 3 back along the pegs from Bella's Boy. Gotcha Mate the inside. Next is Light and Sound. Then Do You Want It Again? And last is Maggie's Son as they swing off the back. Albert Kelly making play with about 1,200 left to travel. And the favourite leads by about 5 metres. 31 seconds the first quarter. Second is Howard Bromack. Now Bella's Boy takes off. Light and Sound is going to track it as they swing into the straight and they head down with a lap to go, and the leader is Albert Kelly from Howard Bromack. Bella's Boy is sprinting up now, and then Light and Sound, who's on the back of Bella's Boy, who now gets up outside the leader with a lap to travel. Albert Kelly in front, Bella's Boy second, Light and Sound's out 3 wide, and then Takanarama on the inside. Howard Bromack the middle, Do You Want It Again 3 wide with cover. Then Dominator Stride, Equity Jazz, Gotcha Mate, and Maggie's Son coming out 3 deep. Second quarter in 30. And Albert Kelly in front. Ballast Boy second. Light and Sound is out 3 wide. Then to Canorama fourth on the inside. In between runners was Howard Bromack from Do You Want It Again. Next is Dominator Stride from Equity Jazz, Maggie Sun. Last is Gotcha Mate. Albert Kelly, 500 to go, leads the way. A metre away second is Ballast Boy, 3 metres to Light and Sound. And then to Canorama from Howard Bromack and Do You Want It Again. Third quarter in only 30 seconds. Albert Kelly a neck in front, Ballast Boy second. 3 metres away, Light and Sound, then to Canorama. Turning for home, it's Albert Kelly from Ballast Boy. Howard Bromack getting out, then to Canorama. Albert Kelly, Ballast Boy to Canorama. Albert Kelly in front, 50 to go. Here's to Canorama. To Canorama's got the run and it'll win it. To Canorama and Graham Watts have beaten Albert Kelly. Third close. Ballast Boy's right there from Dominator Stride and Howard Bromack. Do You Want It Again? And then Gotcha Mate, Light and Sound, Maggie Sun. And at the end of the field was Equity Jazz, 28.7 the final quarter. Mile rate 158.6. Got a lovely run to Canorama, Graham Watts, and was able to utilise the David's Pass sprint lane and has reeled in Albert Kelly. They didn't really go that hard down the back. It was 30 seconds down the back. It was a fast run race, a solid speed all the way. Albert Kelly beat off those outside of it, but Canorama just had too good a run. Was unbeaten before he ventured to Bendigo last week and finished fourth behind Light and Sound. But the barrier draws can play a massive part, certainly did today, and he got the run of the race and had the last shot at Albert Kelly. 2, 1 and 10 are the numbers, 2, 1 and 10. Fourth in Howard Bromack and fifth in Do You Want It Again. Isn't he doing a fantastic job? There's a lot of horses today that have run great fifth, sixth and sevenths that have got huge futures. Such has been the great depth of the racing today. But the success to Canorama, 8 starts, 7 wins by Panorama out of Takanawa, owned by N and J M Watts and A Byrne, Graham Watts the trainer driver. Second one, Albert Kelly by Albert out of Miss Paula, has had a wonderful season. The favourite, raced by B and D Kelly, Bernard Kelly the trainer, Bruce Harpley the driver. And third place to number 10, Ballast Boy. Made a mid-race move and he fought on well by In the Pocket out of Bellachip, owned by Jay Seaton and A Hurley, Tony Hurley the trainer driver. Officially fourth was Howard Bromack and fifth was Do You Want It Again, number 7. The times, overall 224.8, mile rate 158.6. 158.6 was the mile rate. The last mile 159.7, 159.7. Last half mile 58.7. 58.7 the last half mile. 2.5 by 4 1/4. And worthy of any of the Derby fields we've seen throughout the season, and to Canorama, who was one of the lightest race horses in the 3-year-old ranks coming into the series, has come out trumps in the final. He's had 8 starts now for 7 wins, and no other horse had as little racing as him in this illustrious company in the 3-year-old final.
Dan Malecki with the coverage of the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final, taken out by Canorama. Graham Watts wins 7 from 8 overall. Another feature race, the Taree Gold Cup. Ledger Domain is at 380 for the Cup. Quadri at 12 Blur. Dana's Kingdom. That's the betting order, a 12 Blur. Robert Thompson looking for a treble this afternoon. Next best is Cal Speck. Race 7 at the Sunshine Coast.
Good on you, Matt. And yeah, the feature of the day, and favourite Ledger Domain here on track. And $3.80, it's a lot shorter than that here. And it's the favourite way, Quadri and Dana's Kingdom. Dana's Kingdom looks as though it'll start second pick ahead of Quadri. And then a 12 Blur and also Silent Impact, whilst the others are all at double figure odds. Now they start to move in well. There's a 12 Blur got into its barrier stall. Rodeo Shootout has got in. Silent Impact, Dana's Kingdom and Quadri, who's drawn the inside. Quadri was vetted on arrival today, as it raced in Sydney yesterday and finished unplaced behind Dameborough, and has been passed fit. It's sound and everything okay with the Quadri. Nettles still to come in. Now, there's Alex Field going up. Kelspec goes in. Nettles comes forward, so there's only a few out of line. Ledger Domain being one of those, also Brave Player. Now we have a riderless horse behind the stalls, a little hard to pick up. Now still to come in, Brave Player. Ledger Domain for Zach Purton. Horse, of course, prepared by Alicia Willick. Won the Coffs Harbour Cup, finished third in the Grafton Cup, won the Prelude there, and just racing in fine fettle at the moment. It's drawn the outside barrier. Now there's only two out, and they are Brave Player and also Ledger Domain to complete the line. $3.60 Ledger Domain, $5.30 about Quadri, $8.40 each at two. Dana's Kingdom at Trois Bleus. Now Ledger Domain is walking up. They're all set. 2,000 the journey. Line's good. Starter onto his platform. Won't hold them too long. It's a perfect line, waiting for the all clear. All Nettles rearing in gate number 9. And there's one out wide going off as well in barrier number 12. Is it Shagney Lover perhaps? Now they seem to be standing a little bit better now. Off they go in the cup. And it was a good line out too, although Rodeo Blues stood there flat-footed, can't go an inch early and's gated tail off. And beginning quickly was Patriarch's Bay. It's began well. Also Nettles going forward. Shagney Lover and Ledger Domain from a wide alley is about to carve across for Purton. Quadri's going to settle just in behind them as they work down towards the judge. Dana's Kingdom. Also Silent Impact and Killspec's not too far away as they settle. Down past the judge the first time. Patriarch's Bay, the leader, leads a neck. Second place held down by Nettles, but it's pulling awfully hard as they work out of the straight. Shagney Lover next. Then came Alex Field, who's going to settle fourth the inside, and fifth the inner came Quadri. Killspec's in a lovely spot, sixth the outsider. Then came a Trois Bleus. Behind those then came Ledger Domain, who's three wide and going forward. In behind those then came Dana's Kingdom. A length away came Brave Player, 3 parts to Silent Impact, and back towards the tail rail Doe Shootout, and 6 away Rodeo Blues at the tail. Passing the 1,000-metre mark in the cup, and Patriarch's Bay with his head racing low leads a length and a quarter. Nettles racing in second place. Third held down by Alex Field as they work their way towards the 800-metre mark. Wide around it goes Shagney Lover. Ledger Domain takes off at the 800, and going with it also there was Killspec. Not too far away was Quadri. Dana's Kingdom's 4 wide, but it's going forward as Patriarch Bay put up the white flag along the side at the 650. In behind those then came a Trois Bleus. Silent Impact's wide, but he goes forward at the 600. Dropping out of it there was Brave Player, still a fair way off them. Rodeo Shootout was next, followed by Rodeo Blues. And back towards the tail of the field came Alex Field, and calling it a Patriarch's Bay up to the turn, 400 to go. In the cup when Nettles just leads the way. On the outside, Ledger Domain's looming up ominously now. Killspec's in the centre. Quadri out wide, starts to wind up, and so too Dana's Kingdom. 250 to go. Ledger Domain strikes the lead in the cup at the 150 and shot clear. Quadri out wide, starting to wind up. Rodeo Shootout gets a run through late. It's Ledger Domain in front. Quadri the outside's going to put in a big dive. Quadri levels up, they hit it. Yes, I think Quadri's won the cup. Ledger Domain second. Third will go to Brave Player out wide. In behind those, Rodeo Shootout from Killspec and Nettles. Shagney Lover next in. Silent Impact, Dana's Kingdom. Brave Player. Then further back came Rodeo Blues in company with Alex Field, and Patriarch's Bay's pulled up short at the tail. It's a photo and a terrific finish in the cup. We stand by. Quadri number 3. Number 3 the winner. And a big roar from the crowd. He's a local champion, there's no doubting that. He backed up from the run in Sydney yesterday. He finished 4th behind Daneborough, and today he's backed up and got the money. 2 Ledger Domain, Gallant in defeat second. 12 Brave Player will wind up third. Oh, good finish. Quadri, an 8-year-old. He finished unplaced yesterday just in behind them in Sydney. Today he's backed up. Bendy Cheers at Tari. It's a local victory, and what a wonderful job Bendy does with this horse Quadri. Owned by PJ and Mrs. B Cheers by Cayman out of Covalent. Corey Brown, the rider, put it to sleep over on the fence at Drew Barrier 1. He used it to his full advantage. And the old war horse Quadri's got the money. 2 Ledger Domain second. Alicia Willick from Taree. So the locals are run 1-2. Zach Purton by Covetous, and Brave Player number 12, Robbie Brewer. The maiden for Bobby Thompson at Ramick by Portland Player into third. Fourth in goes to 6. That is Kelspec, a terrific performance. Neil Godbolt and Terry Treichel, and 15 goes to Rodeo Shootout, who looked a real place chance when they turned for home, was weaving through Bruce Compton for Glenn Hodge by Sharp Balance. Superfecta numbers, fourth in goes to 6, 15, 8 and 11 it is. Makes up the Superfecta, thank you for that, and that is Nettles. A short head. The winning margin we stand by for the minor end. There are the dividends displayed on our big screen. Quadri 532.10. Ledger Domain 180. Brave Player 430. 1060 Quinella. 1960 Exacta. And the trifecta we stand by 4 and 4. That shouldn't be too far away. Around $373. The crowd really putting their hands together to Quadri. Trained locally by Bendy Cheese. Corey Brown, the winning rider. And a great performance. A short head 3/4. A short head 3/4. And the time 206.15. We'll confirm that shortly. 206.15. The full totes 532.10. $1.80 and 430. 1060 the Quinella. And they've just popped out of our screen, so we'll confirm those for you in just a moment. That takes care of the cup. 1 to go. In the last, we take out Nipalong number 4. And the Tuncurry Bowling Club Class 4 over 1,000 metres due now at 7 minutes after 5. As these place getters have made their way back into the enclosure. There's the Quinella 1060, the Exacta 1960, the trifecta 273.70, I should say, 273.70. Daily double 71.10 for 7 and 3. That takes care of race 7, just the spinner there, and also the first 4 to come. That'll come with weight. Takes us on to the last of the day, due at 7 minutes after 5. We stand by for weight. We'll send that down the line, and also confirmation of that time at 206.15.
Okay, Damien, thank you. That spinner was mixed $1.70 in New South Wales. Daily double 7 and 3, 71.10. But on a quiet day as far as Gallop's action is concerned, that was the highlight, no doubt about that. Quadri, what a tough horse, winning the Taree Gold Cup. The local hero winning. When we say the local hero, of course, trained at Taree, but that was only its second win at the track from 19 starts, but it has been placed there on 6 other occasions. Quadri wearing down the favourite Ledger Domain. Brave Player third. We'll confirm the first 4 dividend for you soon as well. Great stuff. 9th Bendigo 2, 1 and 10. Takana Rama upsetting Albert Kelly in the feature race at Bendigo. The 3-year-old Colts and Geldings final. Ballast Boy third. 1:58 and 6 was the mile rate there. Greyhound action about to join us. The first
of his team would be heading for a break after this particular race day. Now, if you don't want to take the short odds and you're chasing a bit of money, although if you're a favourites punter, you probably should be well in front, let's have a look at the possible dangers. Number 1. Village Jester, underrated horse, terrific value from the pole at $14.50 at the moment. Certainly representing good value, is a chance to hold the lead. Number 2, Undertaker, has some early gate speed, but I don't think it'll be figuring in the finish here. Undertaker looks to be a pretty tough assignment. 3 and 4 are scratchings. 5 non-committal. Well, the long season looks to have taken its toll on this one, non-committal. Just not racing at its top. However, it does have gate speed, and it is certainly a big drop in class from the semi-final run here on Tuesday night. There has been good support on it for the tote as we get on the tote as we get closer to a start, about $12 into $9. Number 6, Bomber McRae. I thought this was clearly the second pick in the race. It's an Australian Gold Heat winner early in the season. 2 starts back, 1 impressively. Just forget all about the run in the semi-final. It's huge overs compared to